What's up, ladies and gentlemen? You're now watching Kinetic Outcome, and we are with James Stewart, entrepreneur and founder of Mesh Co., and he will introduce more businesses later on. But quick intro is, if you're looking for anything fashion related, or you need to work on your own t-shirts with your own designs or shoes or anything design related, he's your man. And to mention a little bit on the success side that's quite interesting for people that he's worked with or worn his designs, there's Chris Brown, there's Master P, there's Neo and 𝙆𝙪𝙩𝙚𝙗, and a couple more to go. So, quick intro on yourself and also the other businesses.
Sure. My name is James Stewart, and I was born in Las Vegas, Nevada. I grew up here in Hong Kong, and then I went back to the States to finish high school in Seattle. I then did university in downtown LA at a school called FIDM, a fashion school. And after school, I decided to come back to Hong Kong to pursue my dream of getting in the fashion industry and just figuring out how to work with factories and things like that, because I knew that Asia was the place to make anything you want to make, basically. Yeah.
Okay. Well, throughout that process, what was rewarding and how were the struggles?
In my business, there's a lot of different types of challenges. One of the biggest challenges is working between the factory and the clients. And that can be challenging because with the clients, you have you're working with all kinds of different personalities. So, you know, some clients are very understandable, you know, and they understand if there's delays or certain situations like COVID happening, and they'll be understanding. And then other clients don't get it. They're just like, I want my stuff now, you know, you should have been on time and this and that. And it's just like, yo, we were in a pandemic, we can't do nothing, you know? So that's one of the challenging things is staying calm and being able to explain to customers that this is happening and we're gonna get through it, you know, basically just making them feel comfortable. And that's the biggest challenge. And also on the other side is working with factories. Factories can be a pain in the neck.
And you don't speak Mandarin, do you?
I don't, my partner does.
Okay.
So with factories, it's always just trying to get them to be on time, make sure that the quality is always on point, delivering amazing products to our customers. So that's two sides that we're juggling every day, you know, and that's challenging. Yeah.
What about the rewarding side?
I think the biggest reward is seeing our clients' brands actually take off. And that's starting from the very beginning. We make their first sample, we give it to them, and they love it, and then they start selling, and then it takes off for them. And that's the best feeling in the world, just to see that they can succeed with something that we were able to provide. Yeah.
Okay. But I want to go in deep, like when you first started.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
Like building it from
ground
0 to 100.
Yeah. After college, I decided to come back to Hong Kong and pursue my dream of figuring out how to get into the fashion industry. It's such a big city and, you know, so much going on here. So I didn't know how to actually get into it. But I was super blessed and introduced to a guy who was working with Andre 3000 on his brand called Benjamin Bixby at that time. And he had me working with the main designer as a design assistant. And that was my first intro into fashion here in Hong Kong. And it was challenging because I knew nothing of how to do anything, really. You know, I went to school and everything, but to be in the industry and actually working and trying to get things made, that was a huge learning experience at that time. So, but it was a great experience. And after working for them, I was introduced to a guy who is from Los Angeles. And they were starting a brand called 𝙆𝙁𝙁𝙁𝙁, and we were going to do their footwear. So they asked me if they could send me into mainland China, into Guangzhou, China, to help, you know, oversee their productions of manufacturing and just making sure that the quality control is on point and different things. So they were the first to send me into China. I was with them for maybe a year, just running around to different factories, helping them just get started, basically. That brand took off. Like, that brand became probably the #1 footwear brand in the States for a while. You know, and all their shoes were on every celebrity, you can name it. Everybody was wearing Justin Bieber, Rick Ross, everybody. So that was my first time seeing something happen in that big of a success. And it was great. It was great for a while. After leaving them, I wanted to stay in China, just kind of figure out my own thing, you know, and I didn't know, at that time, I didn't know what I wanted to do. I just knew I love fashion and I wanted to figure something out. So I had to make money. I ended up teaching English. So I taught English in China for the first 3 years. I hated it. I hated teaching English, man. It wasn't my thing. You know, I wanted to have fun with the kids. I wanted to watch videos with the kids and play games and stuff, where that actually ended up getting me fired. So, you know, I just wasn't about waking up early in the morning, going to the school and sitting down with a bunch of wild, crazy kids and teaching them something. I wanted to do other stuff. But it helped me get started with the business I wanted to do, because at the same time I was starting 𝙆𝙠𝙩𝙤𝙤 then. People were hearing that I was in China and they were contacting me to get stuff made. And I was like, okay, cool. Then maybe this is something I can actually take off with. So I just started very slowly. When I got fired from teaching English, that was the turning point. That was when I was like, okay, I have to make this happen, because I got rent and I gotta eat. So that was the turning point. And every day I just chipped away at the business, and I started off on Instagram. That was when Instagram was really starting to take off. And
Facebook was at its best organic prime in terms of organic views. Yeah, exactly. But Instagram was the perfect platform for me, because I didn't know how to reach clients. Instagram really helped. You know, I would post the pictures and everything, and then people see that, oh, I can contact this company and maybe they can help me make stuff. And back then, not many people were doing that. I saw that it was working. That was when I was just like, okay, I'm gonna go full what am I trying to say? Full throttle.
Full throttle on this, yes. And that's basically how it started. You know, it was real, it really just came to me. It was one of those businesses that I actually had the idea in my head before, and I was just like, man, it sounds like a business that's going to be so much trouble and all this stuff. And so I put it aside for a while I was teaching, and then I finally was like, okay, I got to figure something out, and I got into it. And it's been a journey. It's been a really good journey, though. Yeah.
I guess the teaching was a good reminder to you that I can't do this forever.
Right, yeah.
So it played a good part.
And that was my whole thing too. I was always thinking, I don't ever want to teach again, so I have to make something work, you know? So yeah, I look at each experience as a learning curve in my life. So that was something that that really pushed me to work hard and make something happen.
Okay.
Yeah.
And when you first started, because we're younger, right? Was your ego different then from now, or were you always this humble? Yeah, because I want to see how it relates to the process when you were growing.
I've definitely changed a lot since back in those days. Yeah, I definitely had a bigger ego. I think through life and, you know, the experiences that we go through, you learn. You know, you learn from your mistakes and stuff like that. And I've learned to kind of crush that ego a little bit. So, yeah.
Okay. For the next question, what do you think of Hong Kong's approach, since you're doing it here or China, to the type of business that you're in? And how do you think it could further improve?
Okay. Honestly, Hong Kong is more of a financial hub, you know, more bankers and accountants and things like that. It's not so much on the creative side. Although I'm starting to see some of the younger generations come up with little clothing brands and different things like that. So I don't actually have a lot of business in Hong Kong. You know, most of my business comes from the States or Australia, Europe, things like that. But I'm excited of where Hong Kong is turning to. You know, I think that people are starting to want to do other stuff, just do the financial stuff. I really hope and that the near future that more kids will be creative and jump into things that they actually really love to do.
Next question is, what advice or tips would you give to people who would pursue something you have done, starting off?
I think one of the major things about what I do is relationships. I think that's probably a key point to the business. Because I went to a fashion school, I had a lot of friends from school that after they got out of school, they get into different businesses and everything. And I've been able to work with a lot of different companies and celebrities and things because of those relationships. And I think that's what people need to understand, is that even a normal job, you know, many times you get that good job because you have a good relationship with somebody that was able to get you in there. So I think that is number one. And that's what I encourage people to always keep good relationships with people. People are going to do you dirty and all that stuff, but pick out who those people are that you would one day, you know, maybe you can't do business with them in the beginning, but hey, they do this, maybe one day I can come back and work with them on something. You never know. So I try to keep people close to some aspect. Yeah.
What about, because you mentioned people that don't do you good, right? What about them if they really literally burned it with you? I mean, cross the line. Like, will you still keep that, or also?
No, honestly, it depends what people do. You can't, if somebody really does you dirty, you're not gonna want to work with them because they could do it again. I watch people's characters. I see how they act, how they do things, and that's what, you know, I decide if I'm gonna work with them or not. You don't want to work with everybody. You know. Are
you by energy? Because I have this thing where when I see somebody,
yeah,
what I feel is what I trust.
I do.
But if it's off, then
yeah, I do very much. Yeah.
Okay.
You can tell by people's energy, for sure. Yeah.
All right. Cool. And next question is, what do you feel makes you unique in terms of your approach that got you to where you are today?
Right. Well, with our business, I feel that we are unique because we don't just focus on one item. We have multiple different items and products that we manufacture. When a brand is starting off, a lot of times they'll go straight to the factory and they want to make socks, they want to make t-shirts, they want to make hats, they want to make shoes. Each one of those are different factories. So you're going to be on the computer trying to talk to this Chinese factory. You're having translation issues and all this stuff. You know, where our company is all in-house. So it's like a one-stop shop. So you come to us, we deal with all the factories. So you're only dealing with us. So that's where it helps brands and stuff. And I think that's what makes us unique in that aspect. Also, I think what makes us unique is that we know fashion. You know, I went to a fashion school. My partner used to do fashion in China. So we know styles and we know how to execute something to that greatest quality. A lot of times our customers will be like, oh, I'm so happy that I found you. You speak English, you know fashion, you know what is good quality. They're just so excited that they could work with us. It just saves them a whole lot of time too. So that's what really makes us unique, you know.
And you got a partner that can deal with the factories as well. So it just eliminates the discomfort of what if they can't find the best price or source the best factories.
Yeah, exactly. So that's why people really love to work with us, because it's a one-stop shop basically. Yeah.
And if the people working with you are single and you're handsome, like, oh, this handsome guy is gonna work with you. I'm just kidding, man.
I don't even show my face much, with the business. Right. Like I don't put myself out there, only because I don't want people to be like, people have their own ideas. I just want it to be organic, and just really just work with all kinds of races, all kinds of people, just grow like that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Next question is, who do you look up to most? Could be anybody and could be more than one.
Yeah. I won't say a specific name, but I will say I look up to anyone that's really pursuing their dreams. They're putting away, working, slaving away at a company and grinding in the streets, trying to make their dream happen and pursuing that on a daily basis. You could be broke for the first 20 years of your life, but you're doing something that you love, and you believe that at some point there's going to be a turning point, and you'll start seeing the finances come in for what you're doing. And that's my story. That's what I went through. I just believed that this can work, and nothing was going to stop me from doing it. And now I'm where I'm at, and it's been an amazing journey. Yeah. So I look up to anyone that does that. Yeah.
Cool. And next is your journey towards this process. Some had a lot of positivity, some had a balance, some had more negatives. So how was it like with people supporting or not supporting what you were doing?
The haters.
Yeah.
I mean, there's always going to be people that want to keep you in a box. If you stoop down to that level, you're never going to get anywhere. One time when I was younger, I really wanted to start a clothing brand. And I went to someone and I was like, yo, I want to start this clothing brand. I'm excited about it. And he was just like, nah, don't do that. Don't do that. He's like, it's a lot of trouble and everything. And I think that put me off. I didn't really jump into doing a clothing brand for years.
How old were you
that
time?
Probably around 20.
20.
Around 20, yeah.
And how long did it take for you to have that turning point? From 20?
Probably another 6 years or something like that. So I didn't touch any clothing brand for a long time. It put me off. So I didn't focus on that. And I wish I had, because I'd probably be doing something. But at the same time, now I know everything happens for a reason. So, and timing, timing is really important. So now I feel like it's the right time, and I'm looking forward to what I might be doing. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So pretty much just that one person.
No, I mean, there's been other stuff. The main thing is, don't listen to people. People are always going to have their opinions, and they're going to, like I said, want to keep you in a box. But look outside that box. Keep pushing for your dreams, no matter what anybody says. Who cares what they say? That's what they feel. What do you feel? If you have that burning inside of you that you can make it happen, don't listen to nobody. You know what I'm saying?
Unless if it's constructive.
Yeah, I mean, unless,
to help you.
If it's something that's going to hurt you, and they're like, I don't think you should do that because it might hurt you in some kind of way, then yeah, of course listen. But only you can know what you can do. Only you can know.
Okay.
Yeah.
And last question is there anything you might want to share, or something we're excited to look forward to in the next coming year or years to come?
Sure, absolutely. I'm actually in the middle of working on a brand with my partner Stan here in Hong Kong.
Not Stan from Eminem, right?
No.
I'm just kidding.
No.
Yeah.
No, not from Eminem. So this brand we're launching soon. And it's just something really to uplift people. You know, right now around the world, people are just so, it's like everybody's depressed almost, because we're just hiding behind masks and no one sees anybody's smiles anymore. It's depressing. And so our brand is, we want to make people smile when they see the brand. We want people to remember that, you know, they're special and they have a reason to live. So that's the basic, without saying too much about what we're doing, that's the basic idea of it. And it's, a lot of brands nowadays have no meaning to it. There's nothing behind it. So this is something that I feel is going to be uplifting to everybody, and that we're excited to put it out. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, I guess, as always, that's about it. But I will drop a couple of links so you can follow him and keep track. And once he launches whatever he's launching, then you'll probably be smiling. So,
right.
yeah, ladies and gentlemen, James Stewart, Hector.
Thank you.
Kinetic Outcome.
Always.
Pleasure having you.
Thank you.
Our aim is to provide value, so if you like what you watched, make sure you hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. I'm also a financial advisor based in Hong Kong, so feel free to check the description box for my details and email or DM. And if ever you need video and photography services, the phenomenal videos you're watching right now are filmed by 𝙎𝙪𝙩𝙚𝙤𝙠. Lastly, if you love hip-hop music, rap, R&B, singing, whichever that sounds amazing to your ears, because I always do a lot of experiments with it, feel free to drop by my channel at SCF Saint or Saint Crossfade. Appreciate you for being part of this episode and more to come. Till next time.